welcome. We're going to talk about chaturanga today, low plank. And I have some props, so you may want to get some props together. This pillow is very long, so it's going to kind of support my torso. And it actually feels very nice to have that on blocks. So ideally, if you have blocks, and you can have two separate pillows, or you can, well, there will be lots of different variations to do this, but we won't necessarily do low plank today, but I want to show you the alignment and how you can maybe prepare to one day possibly do it, and modifications as well. So there's a lot of potential for injury in the shoulders in this posture, so it's very important, and we go through it so fast in classes. It's, you can't stay there for very long, obviously, to talk about it. So that's why I'm going to have the props, so that we can actually be there and maybe talk about it and feel it a little bit without injury. So let's start on our back. Knees can be up, legs can be straight out. Pausing here to find the breath. To notice your mind, the thoughts, your energy level. Take a few more deep breaths. And then we're going to take a 3-part inhale, almost like you're sipping the breath through the nose. It sounds like this. And then one long exhale through the mouth. So we'll start that, or if you're more comfortable, just your regular breaths, that's fine. Just one, two, 3, and exhale. If you're very comfortable with this breath, feel free to keep moving on with it. And if you're starting to get lightheaded, I would maybe cut out the 3 inhales and just one long inhale. At the end of your exhale, if you'd like to, you can add a little belly pulling in to start warming up the core. I'll walk you through 2 more of those. Inhaling as you're ready. A little squeeze of the belly, release that. Squeeze the belly in, and then release that breath. Take the head side to side. And let's start with some hand circles, wrist circles, I suppose, just to warm up the joints a little bit, and the elbows open and close. Good. Let's take the legs up and the feet, circles, and the other direction. Good. And then little upside down walks, as slow or as fast as you want to go. Getting some blood flow to our muscles, because in low plank we kind of need to access all of our muscles almost. Good. So then let's stretch your legs out. Take your arms up overhead. Get a nice big stretch from fingertips to toe tips. And an inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, draw the knee up to the chest. And inhale, straighten the arms up. Exhale, draw the other knee into the chest. Let's add on to this a little bit. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, pull the belly in. Anchor in a little bit. Good, inhale, stretch. Exhale, other leg in, belly button in, lift the head just a little bit. Don't want to strain the neck there. Inhale, stretch, and exhale. The strength of the belly is what pulls your shoulders away from the floor. Inhale, let's do one more on each side. And exhale, use the belly. Inhale, and exhale. It's like your chest is coming towards your knee rather than your nose. Good, inhale, stretch, and exhale, shake that out. So while we're on our backs, we're gonna do an upside down low plank. Let's start talking about the legs. So there's a strong flex in the feet. The toes will be curled under a little bit. Can't do it as well when you're not on the floor. And we'll have a modification where the knees can be down, but while there's no pressure on the legs really are strong here. So even more active than like in mountain pose. So kind of feel that engagement in your legs without hyperextending the knees. So just a little strong. Your feet are hip distance apart, and relax that. You can just windshield wiper your feet in and out to relax that. We'll talk about the upper body now. So here, the elbows come in really close to the waist. It's like you're standing and you have a piece of paper underneath there, and you're kind of squeezing, and so you're harnessing all the muscles of your chest and your upper back, your shoulders and your arms, and everything is hugging into center, like, please don't let me fall, please don't let me fall. And wrists are, hands have to be very strong, fingers spread, and just want to make sure there's not too much pressure in the wrists. So, and your elbow is at a 90-degree angle. So let's try that first. So hug the elbows in, kind of access the muscles of the chest and the upper back by squeezing in. And this alone is really a great preparatory exercise. So if that's hard for you to do, it's very active, but just, you can try 10 of those in lieu of your low plank. Nice to be strong before you put that pressure on your joints. So it's very important to build up the muscle intelligence and just learning to access, because you are strong. We just have to learn to access those muscles. Okay, so let's try it all together. So flex the feet, active legs, active core, belly drawing in. Tailbone is long here, so you are using your gluteus maximus here, but it's not like a super tight squeeze. You're still lengthening through the lower back. Belly draws in, elbows hug in, hands are flexed. Shoulder blades will feel like they're flat on the back, so we really want that. And pull in, the neck is long, and the head is in line with the spine. Relax there. So the tendency a lot of times, of course, because of gravity, is for the shoulders to round and the head to go down, because then you feel like you're doing it better, But we really want to make sure we keep that length in the neck and using the whole shoulder, chest, upper back, arms. So just windshield wiper the feet again, wiggle out that tension, and take a pause in a little brief shavasana. Let your muscles kind of incorporate all that. Good. And from here, bend the knees, roll over onto one side. And let's come right into a downward facing dog. Just warm up the body a little bit more. Good, walk out your dog. Good, reach back through the spine, nice long spine here. Step your right foot forward, bring that back knee to the floor, release the toes, inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, lower the hands down, curl the toes under, back to down dog. Left foot comes forward, right knee down, release the foot, inhale. Exhale, lower the hands, curl the toes, down dog. Step, walk, or hop to the top of the mat, lengthen the spine, inhale long, and exhale, fold. Give yourself some time for the hamstrings to open up. You can take a ragdoll fold here if you want to. Lengthen through the spine, a little bend in the knees is fine here to make sure you're using the legs as you come all the way up. And exhale, hands down by your sides. Good. Let's take a standing low plank. So a little different orientation here. Feet hip distance apart. You can lift the toes if you want to. Nice active legs. Remember that minuscule bend in the knees so we don't hurt the knee joint. Slight tuck in the tailbone. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back. Elbows in, nice and strong. Hands are flexed. Neck is long. Just feel the shoulder blades on the back and hug everything in. Good. Just a little practice. Good. Come back to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, down dog. Step your right foot forward. Feet hip distance apart. Keep that back heel lifted. And inhale, make your way up. Take a big breath in here. And then exhale, open up to warrior two. Good, get a side stretch. Reverse your warrior. And a side stretch to the other side. Just elbow on the leg here. Good. Extended side angle pose. Inhale back up to warrior two, straight in the front leg. And then exhale, reach forward. Belly pulls in. Minuscule bend in the front leg. Triangle pose. Strong legs. Belly pulling in as you come all the way up, and exhale, warrior two. Looking out over the front fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Windmill the hands down, step back to down dog. Step it out. If you need to take a little moment in child's pose here, feel free, or puppy pose. Good, take one more breath here. Let's step your left foot forward. Good. Back heel stays lifted. Inhale, make your way up. And on your next exhale, open up to your warrior two. Reverse your warrior, side stretch. Good. Come through warrior two, coming into extended side angle pose. Good. Using your core here. Weight down in that front heel. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg and reach forward. Strong legs as you bring a little bend to the front knee. Belly pulling in. Rib cage tucking in. Triangle pose. Strong legs and belly as you bring yourself all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Take a couple breaths, looking out over the front fingertips. Shoulders soft. On your next exhale, windmill your hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog. Good. Come onto your hands and knees, and we'll set up our props for our supported low plank. So basically the blocks are going to be like kind of right here and here, and it's too hard with just the blocks. You can use books here as well. That's why I really like to put a pillow on top. So another variation, another angle of our bodies just to orient ourselves without all of that pressure. So just find that nice spot that feels supported to you and it's not painful at all. Your feet, check your feet out. They're about hip distance apart. Good. Let the tailbone be long here. And then your hands right underneath the elbows, and the elbows hugging in at your waist. Neck is long, head's not dropping like mine is. And so from here, you can keep your knees on the floor, and that might feel good to you. If you want to straighten the legs and start activating the legs, a little bit of tuck in the tailbone, in the pelvis, so that you can activate that, but not strong. You don't want it to be, but you're gonna have to access those muscles by pulling everything in. Elbow hugging in, elbows hugging in, neck long. Good. So if you want to, you can press enough to come off and then release that. So the transition is really quick from low plank to upward facing dog. Just a little logistics here. So I like to bring the knees down and then release my feet and lift up into my upward facing dog. So some people like to roll, and you can do that. You can also just 1 foot at a time and up into upward facing dog. So you may or may not want to do that transition today. For our purposes, I think we're going to come all the way down to the floor, but just know that that's an option. The other logistical thing that I think is very important to bring up is when you're in plank and your shoulders are over your wrists. So if I came down right from here, my elbows would not be over my wrists. So you kind of have to bring the feet, or you have to kind of roll forward a little bit, and you're hugging in as if you're making a shelf with your arms for your body. That's how much energy there is. So if you'd like to try that, you can. If you're fine hanging out where you are, feel free to do that. So we'll come into our plank and just make sure that you're oriented the way you want to be. Good. When you're ready, lift the knees or not. Hug the elbows in, nice long neck. Activate everything, drawing in, and then start to bend the knees and bring the body forward just a little bit so that the elbows, good, and come down and just rest there. So if it bothers your wrists at all, you can just take a nice little stretch. and then circle. It's so important to take care of your joints. Shake it out. So you can keep this here. You can move things off if you want to. I think what I'm going to do to go to the next level is I'm going to move the blocks out of the way, but I'm going to keep a pillow there. So I have a little bit of support. All right. So plank. Feel the shoulder blades on the back. Fingers spread wide. Use your leg muscles, hugging in, belly pulling in, and then slowly come forward tiny bit. Elbows bend, hug, hug, hug in, and release all the way down. Good. I'm gonna move that pillow off, and we'll take a moment by resting, making a pillow with your hands. Taking a moment to find your breath. Usually in a class, I'm good for one chaturanga. And the other ones, I take a version, I'll show you my version that I take as a practice so that I don't injure my shoulders. And you can follow along or just watch if you'd like to. So this is my modification. And then I like to take a locust posture. Locust is my favorite because it actually helps to build muscles in the back. Good. So as I come out of this, I draw my elbows in and I keep my knees down and then press back up, reverse out of that plank, and then back into child's pose or down dog. At this point, my wrists bother me a little bit, so I like to take my hands back and just release those joints a little bit. All right, so we'll try the whole thing going into an upward facing dog. So let's start in plank. And I don't think I can talk through this. Down dog and rest. So let's just take a moment to do something else. Take your legs out in front of you. Good. Let's bend the knees. And a really nice deep bend in the knees, a supported forward fold. So let the knees kind of come in towards the armpits and let your head rest there. Take a few deep breaths. Nice. Lay down on your back. Bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And let's take the legs over to one side for a stretch. Twist. Move your head side to side. Make sure you're not holding tension in the neck. And bring the legs back up and give them a little squeeze in. Moving on to the other side. Bring the legs back on. Good. Draw your left knee in and stretch your leg out to the side. Bring the knee back in, hug it in, and lower the foot to the floor. And then the other knee comes in, over to the side, stretch. Bring the knee back in, and lower to the foot to the floor. Good. Let's take the arms up overhead and stretch the whole body again, from fingertips to toe tips. Bend the knees, feet on the floor, take the arms up. Hand circles both directions. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. And straighten. Shake out the arms and the hands. Take the legs up. Circle the feet. Bend the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Nice job. Extend the legs out. Shoulder blades flat on the floor. Releasing any remaining tension. Coming back to the breath, the natural rhythm of your breath. Letting the muscles relax. Your feet, calves, thighs, legs very soft and relaxed. The buttocks and the belly, the lower back. The rib cage, the chest, shoulders sinking, arms melting. The throat soft, the muscles of your face relaxed. The weight of the head resting, the forehead, the eyes sinking, the whole body relaxed.